English 3880 folks. I know that I'm supposed to post an announcement on Wednesday, as I do every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but I wanted to go ahead and give you some information now about peer review because it occurred to me that some of you may post your proposal drafts early. The deadline, as you know, is this Friday night by midnight. So I realize, though, that some people may be ahead of the game here, and remember that whenever you do peer review, you're always going to use the peer review guide. It's in course docs. You'll always use that form. So you'll save it to your computer, fill out the form, and post it as a Word doc in your discussion board. Just a few words about this. What always happens every semester is I'll look at somebody's peer review guide for another person's proposal or whatever, and there'll be just these short little answers for each question. That's not a critique. That's just filling out the form to get something in the discussion board. I want you to get in there and really critique these papers. And you may think, well, why am I doing all this to help somebody else? Because the better you become at editing other people's work, the better you become at editing your work. And as such, you become a better writer. So this is a win-win situation. This is good for all concerned. So you want to do a good job at this, not just because you're being graded on it, but because it will help the person and it will help you. So try to avoid vague praise. I think it's great to tell somebody, I loved your proposal. It was well written, and the subject matter was awesome. It really appealed to me, and on and on. That's great. We all want to hear that. But if something really works well, then get in there and talk about why it works well. You're concerned in these critiques with the why, not just the what, but the why. So if you, on the flip side, if you tell someone this particular section in your proposal, say the background section, this is not working. Well, why? What is it about that section that leaves you wanting? Is there something about the career and the connection to the writer that's missing? You see what I mean? Just make sure you get specific. Especially look at research. It's got to be in there. You have to, on Friday, you have to post a whole draft of this proposal with all the parts in there, including the works cited page. That's very important. So when you're critiquing these proposals, look at that works cited page. Is it done right? Is it done according to MLA format? Are the internal citations correct? You'll strain your credibility. If we were out in the real world and you were doing this, you would strain your credibility if you hadn't accurately documented something. So let's help each other learn to do that now. Remember that whatever comes first in a works cited page entry for a source, say it's somebody's last name, Jones, that's what has to appear in the internal citation, not the name of the website or the book or what have you. It has to be what comes first in that works cited page entry for that particular entry. So look for that when you're critiquing. Make sure they have the appropriate number of sources and the appropriate kind of sources. Is there research in every single section? I could understand it not being in the background section and certainly not intro or conclusion, but anytime there are facts provided about the career, they need to be able to back up what they're claiming with research. I don't care if that person knows everything there is to know about being a dog whisperer. You need to have some source information that corroborates it. Otherwise, you're telling the reader, hey, just take my word for it. I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this a long time. That's fantastic. But also have something to back up your claims. It gives you more credibility. That's basically the long and short of it. So look for that research in there. I want you to remember that you are not correcting anybody's paper. You're not going through and editing anybody's paper. You're pulling out general concerns that you have about the proposal and what the person could do to fix it. But you're not going in there and revising, or some people call it correcting, anybody's work. That's the person's responsibility. And so just keep that in mind. make sure that you meet these deadlines, folks, because it's going to be very hard to get peer review in on time if you're late. And go back and read the class policy about that sort of thing too. So these are just a few things I wanted to make sure you knew and make sure you knew now. And we'll I'll use this in lieu of a Wednesday announcement, but Thursday I'll definitely post something, if not before. And I'll talk more about peer review, and depending on what kind of emails I get from you in terms of questions that you've got, then I'll venture into all kinds of areas based on that, I should say. So take care and know that I'm here. If you need anything, all you have to do is shoot me an email. If you need a phone conference, request one. I'll be happy to give you one. Anything you need, I'm here. I'll help all I can. So that said, happy writing, happy critiquing. I guess that's not coming up until later. But have a great day.